Hello, everybody. The whole one of us. Probably me. Well, I'm not in yet, so. Hello. How are you? I don't think there'll be a whole lot tonight with Sunny's memorial stream tonight, and that is perfectly fine. I'll still show the video. It's so good that they had loving on him. Like I stopped in a couple times, checked on things, said my thing. He'll be missed, but he won't be forgotten. So I'll just sit here and patiently wait for either somebody to say something or come in. That's fine. Like I said, I'll start the video here pretty soon. Hi, Nightmare. I know you're gone. I saw you over at Sunny, so I know where you're at. All good. Yeah, it's just going to be a quiet night, I think. Who else is with me? It can't be me. I'm not in there. Now I am. It's just me, so. I froze. Cool. Not cool. That was not cool. Why am I having trouble with YouTube again? That's weird. Huh. So we try this again. A little better. Okay. That was weird. So, whoever's with me, hello. I hope you're well. Well, I guess it's just me now. Everybody having issues. Well, and like I said, I know a lot of people may be over at stopping in saying they're sending no love over to Sunny, so that's perfectly fine. I didn't know they were streaming tonight until earlier, just a little bit ago, about toward the after. It was about 7 or 8 o'clock when I realized. I thought that was good. They needed to do that. That way people had a chance to say goodbye. Remembering. So now there's two of us again. It was me just by myself there for a second. But yeah, I got a video lined up for us. I got to pull that up and get it ready. And I don't know which one I'm going to do yet. There's a couple. I thought I was going to let her talk about show one from Demonic Possession Part 1, but I don't see Part 2. Plus, it's got to be here somewhere. There's got to be a Part 2. If there's Part 2, I'll do that one. I don't want to do Part 1 and then it. We can do a budget home and beauty in December. She's probably watching me getting ready to kill me now. Gem. What should I do tonight? I was doing Fae, but I think we did most of the older ones. Let's do Terrifying Encounters with the Hooded Figures. It's been a while since I watched that one. So still only 2 people. Who's the other person? Say hi at least. Don't make me feel so low. It's okay. Man, I'm jerky on YouTube. Maybe it's my. Everything's been updated. What's up? Huh. I guess if it's just me, I really don't need to see myself on YouTube by myself. I usually use YouTube so I can talk and chat, so I don't have to use Gemmas. Don't make it super bright though. Let's see if I do this. Oh, let's do that. Don't do that. There we go. Somebody talk. I know there's somebody there. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do this video. Let's see. I was going to do that one, but I don't think about it. That one's 54 minutes. Ooh, that one's long. I guess I can just play that one. People come in and see it. They might sit back and watch it, take a break. It's fun to want to do that. Let's see. Find a decently long one here. I will do this one. Okay. Hello. So, see if anybody comes in. One person's just not enough. But I may start it here in a minute anyways. Sounds like that'll be good. Hello, second person. I'm not in YouTube, so I know there's at least 2 or 3 people in here. Yeah, I'm getting ready to show Gemma here in a little bit. Let me pop back into YouTube and see if it plays. It's been weird lately. You know what? I think I'll do this. Like this. Let's make this the big one. There we go. That's not right, is it? Pull this back up. Let's see if we can do this way. I'm trying to get myself regrouped here. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. The feedback there is real nice, isn't it? My hair's getting one. I need to get a haircut, as Grandpa said. Pops would say. Okay. And I think we'll get this thing rocking here. I got to make sure I'm good. There we go. Pop this up. There we go. I don't know how that will look. Let's see how it does. Hey, Guardian, how you doing? Hope you're well. Another live stream. I was just waiting on another live stream. Hey, that's fine. Yeah, I was just getting ready to show. We do replays here, so I think you know that. So I'm going to do replay either Friday or Saturday. I wasn't here last Wednesday because I put my brother to rest. Took the night off. But I'm ready to rock and roll now that we've got Oracles out of the way and Pixie. I'll do my thing and get back to Wednesdays. Who was streaming? Anybody good? I know they were giving Sunny's tonight memorial stream. In fact, it's going on right now. That's a good thing. So, no, she didn't get very many views on this one. Oh yes, she did. Oh wow, I better than I thought. I was looking. She needs to get those likes up on those older videos. That's why I'm sending them over to Rumble. But yeah, I'm getting ready to start this video here in a minute. I want to see how it looks. So forgive me for a second. I want to make sure that if I leave it small like that, it's going to work. Okay, share. So it looks on here. Oh, it's kind of small, isn't it? Let's see if I can make it bigger. Oh yeah, much better. Let me move myself down here. Yeah, there we go. I don't care about any of this stuff. And for those who are just watching, because I got a couple people watching, I'm going to go ahead and start this video so when people come in, they do some back and we watch this or whatever, watch an older video. Hopefully they'll see me, say hello. And we shall start now.
Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, just welcome. My name is GemmaJadeYT, but today we are going to be discussing shadow people, and this is video number 4 for this channel. My research is really extensive, so again, without being repetitive, let's just jump right in. I've covered shadow entities extensively on this channel, and I am currently starting to write my 3rd book, which is all about these elusive beings right now. Of all the theories that I've come across, there is one that a year ago I would have told you was the most outlandish and maybe impossible, but today, after having had many more experiences and also having become more involved in the community of ufology, and that's the explanation that shadow people could in fact be extraterrestrials. I'm not saying by any means that this is the only possible explanation for shadow entities, and I have other possibilities in this video as well. But the more I've come to learn and the more research I come across, the more convinced I become that there could be something to this. Take, for example, my own experiences with shadow people.
Hello, Casey.
Not my random and kind of average, everyday peripheral vision, here one moment and gone the next type of shadow encounters.
That's fine.
But the one I spoke to you guys about at length in my video
and I saw you over in Sunny's.
Family of shadow people I've been dealing with almost my entire life. I never knew that that's not normal. And by that I mean,
yeah, we have to rewatch this on YouTube, but only caught the end. Oh, did they stop already? I wasn't sure how long they'd go. But yeah, it was nice to see everybody grouped together and send love. Everybody needed it. It's good to see you, Casey. Yeah, sit back, relax. I'll start the video back up and you can listen to some older Gemma. And sleep to her. Yeah, no. That's why you live one day at a time and enjoy as much as you can. Because you never know when the good Lord's going to take you. Your number's going to come up. And it's sad. But he won't be forgotten. There'll be these YouTube, all his stuff that he did on YouTube will always be here. So unless somebody goes and takes it down. Oh, okay. Yeah, you really don't. So, yeah, that's how I try to live as much as I can. I've learned a lot over the last, I'd say 20 years. I learned even more after I got divorced. And life really woke me up. So, yeah, I know any day, that's like the old man out there. Because I know I've met guys 98, 99 years old. But I know my number could be up any day now. I'm going to be lazy and take my time. That's what he says. Minnesota, Wisconsin Roadrunner. Okay. The TR3B. There's some pretty impressive new UFO stuff out there right now. Some great videos. But let me get this started again. It's good to see people come in. I know there's just 2 of us, so that's perfectly fine. I'm going to go ahead and start this up. Everybody if they come in, can just relax the Gemma. I don't think this is only 25 minutes. So I hope everybody can hear this okay once it gets going.
In the realm of encounters and or experiences with shadow entities, for these beings to have telepathic communications with the people they're in the same room with. For the people like myself who encounter what they feel are the same shadow entities over and over and over again. The more I looked into these communications with these 3 specific entities, the more I started to learn that many people have, in fact, had the same type of telepathic exchange with shadow people, and many of them attribute this to the fact that they could have actually been encountering aliens. Are you following me so far? You might want to go back and watch my lifelong experiences with a family of shadow people and then maybe come back, because that's the video I'm referring to and that I do refer to multiple times in this video. When I started uncovering randomly some repressed memories of my own contact with ETs about 6 months ago, it all started to come together and make sense. I just want to say right from the door that I think much more thought and research should be put into the theory that shadow people could also possibly be time travelers from the past or future, and several other almost limitless possibilities. For the purposes of this video, though, I want to take a deeper dive into why and or how shadow people could actually be extraterrestrials who, for one reason or another, have to appear as these sometimes terrifying shadow beings instead of in their own natural form. And then, like I said, towards the end, I'll review a couple other theories. The first thing that comes to my mind is energy, right? I talk about energy a lot, and it's
it'll buff out. Yeah, I turned on YouTube, and that's what happens. Sometimes I have this problem. Come on, Gemma. What are you blinking out for? Okay. Stop. 1 second. Oh my goodness, it would do this. Now it comes back on. How funny. Sure. That's hilarious. Gosh. And shall we try again? Oh, it's going to do it again. Why are you giving me such grief tonight? Yes, you're giving me troubles.
Any outside or non-human entity I or others like me encounter almost daily, or even every once in a while. Let's face it, most people who have had one encounter with such entities end up searching for more.
Saved it to my ZZ Top Score playlist, which is an Easter egg playlist. Oh, cool.
Answers, because as human beings, I feel it's like near impossible for us to just reconcile ourselves to the fact that something like this is happening, these interactions and exchanges, and we still know almost nothing, and everything we think we know is really just mere theory and speculation at this point. As I've mentioned in previous videos, shadow entities of one kind or another have been around since the beginning of time. More and more people lately, or so it seems, have been either encountering them more often, or it's just that now they're more willing and able to come forward with their experiences. I think it's a little bit of both. Up until very recently, these entities have fit very nicely into the little tidy box labeled apparitions, ghosts, and or spirits. Sometimes, and I'm working on a full video about this as well, we see them labeled as time travelers. However, to get to the heart of the video, more and more now as I research, I'm seeing them pop up in the world of extraterrestrials and alien abductions. Most of the time, shadow entities are seen just in our periffs, just like a quick glimpse, which makes it very easy for our minds to dismiss them as imagination. Did I really just see that? That type stuff. Other times, though, the more familiar accounts, people will claim that they did in fact see the entity head on, and sometimes it even runs into them and then disappears, but they actually physically feel the impact from the shadow person, or it's
hello,
choking
new folks.
them.
Welcome.
Physical violence inflicted by some of these entities is not limited to only sleep paralysis, not by a long shot. And that's another reason why my research into shadow entities is so incredibly extensive, seemingly never ending, and full of rabbit holes. Lucky for all of us, that's just how I like it. So let's get down to it. A lot of people who have been abducted by extraterrestrials report first seeing shadow entities out of the corner of their eyes, the periph. Some bring the theory that these are perhaps extraterrestrials who are in fact invisible to the human eye. Yes, we still see them as this kind of shadow thing, but that's because even something invisible has to have mass, right? Could it be too that these sightings of the shadows are alien beings in some kind of altered state? Why they take these forms on will most likely never be known to us, but I mean, all of this is very possible. Let's examine a case for a few minutes and see what happens afterwards. The case of Kelly Cahill and what happened to her and her family back in 1993 while driving home from a friend's house. It was 27-year-old Kelly, her husband, and their 3 children. This takes place in the Dandenong foothills, which is near Belgrave, Victoria, Australia. This place has become known as the location for one of the most unusual sightings of a strange extraterrestrial creature one could find while reviewing the case files for people who have dealt with such things. To put it simply, abduction case files. Anyways, back to Kelly and her family. August 8th, 1993, in the very early morning hours, everyone in the family car noticed a round craft with lights and windows all around the sides of it. The bright lights are mainly what caught the family's attention. As it hovered above the road, the lights, which were several different colors and sort of looking like a rainbow, were visible from the bottom of the craft. This UFO was so close to the ground that Kelly later on would say that she could have sworn that she had seen figures in the windows which were surrounding the ship. Kelly actually said, quote, seeing people, end quote, through the window openings. She started to scream to her husband about what she was seeing, and the second she did so, the craft took off at inhuman speeds and went to the left and then zoomed completely out of their sight and off into the distance somewhere. Throughout all of this, the family continued their drive. The vehicle hadn't stopped at all, but now they were all very much interested in what was going on in the sky above. All of a sudden, they came upon a light that was so bright it nearly blinded them. Kelly had to shield her eyes as if from the bright sun on a hot day. She asked her husband, quote, what are you going to do, end quote. He replied, quote, I'm going to keep on driving, end quote. He was admittedly just as terrified as she and their 3 children were at this point. Again, within a split second, the light seemed to just blink out, and again it seemed as though the sky were empty and all was as it should have been. Kelly started to relax just a little and couldn't wait, obviously, to just get herself and her family home safely without any more of these bizarre crafts, lights, and encounters. She may have relaxed too much because suddenly Kelly was opening her eyes and asking her husband, quote, what happened? Did I black out? End quote. Her husband just stared at her silently and continued to drive the family home. They rode the rest of the way in silence. Once they arrived home, Kelly smelled a very strong odor of vomit, and she felt as though something wasn't right, like something was just off. It only took her a moment or so to realize that there was something missing from their ride home. It turns out a whole hour of time. An hour of time was completely missing from their ride home. So an hour had passed as though it were a second, and nobody had any memory of what happened during the lost hour. As Kelly and her husband tried to wrap their heads around what had happened earlier in the night, they also tried to keep things in the home as normal as possible for the sake of their children. None of this says, like, if the children even witnessed any of this, if they were passed out, like, this doesn't involve the children at all, which I find kind of lacking. Like, I think that there should be something in, but I couldn't find any source material about the kids. So they must have not been too affected because they were able to put them to sleep right when they got home. They tucked the kids into bed and went to their own room to retire for the night. As Kelly undressed to change into her pajamas, though, she noticed a strange triangle mark on her navel that had definitely not been there ever before. Obviously, she knew her own body well enough to know that this was something brand new. Immediately, she put together that this must have happened during the hour of missing time she and her family had experienced just a few short hours ago, and which they were desperately trying to forget at this point. But she couldn't help but wonder, nervously, who had put this mark there? How? Why? And most importantly, perhaps, what in the world
Hello,
was
new
it? What
folks.
did it mean?
Popping in
For the
and out.
next 2
Love to
weeks,
have
Kelly
you.
suffered
Hang out
from
for a little
general
bit.
melee. This is
Enjoy
the
the rest
lack of
of the video.
energy and extremely uncomfortable and lethargic feeling that seems to come up and on out of nowhere. It's said to be caused by 3 things: fear, stress, and or inadequate sleep. All of which I'm sure at least she and her husband both were feeling since what had happened to them on that trip home that night. I'm not sure Kelly or her family really put it together that this feeling was coming from what happened on that trip. But anyways, after 2 weeks of feeling drained of energy, she also started having other symptoms. She had to be taken to the hospital twice in those 2 weeks, once for a urinary tract infection and the other for severe stomach pain and cramping. It wasn't long before Kelly's memory of the lost time in the car started to come to her. Quite miraculously, she didn't even need any outside help like hypnosis or regression. She remembered.
And yeah, for those who are just popping in, I did start the video a little early because I knew they were doing a thing for Sunny and I didn't know how long it would last. So I figured I'd just go ahead and start the video. That way people would just come in and settle in for a little bit, say hello. So those popping in, yeah, don't be afraid to say hello to each other. I can't bring up YouTube without freezing everything. So I can't get into the actual YouTube chat. So, and I don't use Gemma's because if I talk through StreamYard, it uses her name and then everybody thinks she's in here. So bear with me until after here. The video, I should say.
The craft and the first time she had seen it and realized it wasn't when she had initially thought it had come into her view. She had actually seen it hovering in a nearby gully to where they were driving along the road. She estimated the size of the UFO and it was pretty big, approximately 150 feet in diameter. That's huge. That's massive. The next thing she remembered after initially spotting this thing in the gully was that she and her husband had actually pulled the car over and, without any kind of fear at all, got out and walked towards the craft. She felt as though they must have been some protection and the other for severe stomach pain and cramping. It wasn't long before Kelly's memory of the lost time in the car started to come to her. Quite miraculously, she didn't even need any outside help like hypnosis or regression. She remembered the craft and the first time she had seen it and realized it wasn't when she had initially thought it had come into her view. She had actually seen it hovering in a nearby gully to where they were driving along the road. She estimated the size of the UFO and it was pretty big, approximately 150 feet in diameter. That's huge, that's massive. The next thing she remembered after initially spotting this thing in the gully was that she and her husband had actually pulled the car over and, without any kind of fear at all, got out and walked towards the craft. She felt as though they must have been somehow being subconsciously pulled towards the massive craft. They noticed another car pulled over alongside of the road behind them as well as they walked. This is when they first saw the creature, and it was literally out of this world and unlike anything they had ever seen before or since. It was described as being quote unquote black, but here is where we get back to these shadow entities and the possibility that at least some of them are extraterrestrials. It was black as if it had no color, as if wherever it stood, all matter was then removed from that presence. Kelly later described it as, quote, not having a soul, end quote. Kelly described the entity as being, quote, devoid of color, end quote, yet they could very clearly make out its shape. According to Kelly, the creature's eyes looked like a fly if you were to look at one up close, really, really gigantic and glowing red. It was also a bit taller than the average man, about 7 feet tall, give or take an inch or two. As she and her husband stared into this field, she saw more creatures just like the one she had been mesmerized by at first. She said there were suddenly, quote, heaps of them, end quote. They were all congregated outside of the craft directly beneath it. They weren't all clustered together either. There were several smaller groups of them, and one of these little clusters of entities glided about 100 yards in just a couple of seconds towards Kelly and her husband. There was another group of them gliding towards the other car she had noticed earlier as it sat motionless there on the side of the road. Where were its occupants? Kelly had a deep sense of fear and dread. She said somehow she just knew and could feel that these entities were evil, and she started screaming at them to leave her and her family alone. She clung to her husband as tightly as she possibly could, all the while trying not to black out. It didn't work, and the next thing she remembered was she was blacking out and waking up back in her car. So, this is insane, right? Well, as it turns out, those other occupants from the other car would come forward and tell a very, very similar story to Kelly's. Kelly started to have dreams where she would remember parts of the abduction, and here's where it gets really kind of scary. She dreamt that one of those horrible and hideous evil creatures was standing over her nude and helpless body, kissing her navel, kissing her right where that mark was left. These entities seem to be kind of intruding in our dimension. They seem to be taking up space, but not really, as it seemed as though they were only occupying places and spaces where they definitely didn't belong. Does this have to do with their vibration? As far as the creatures, it's so strange that the eyes, legs, and arms were easily distinguishable, and yet they seem to have no solid form, like they were made up of smoke or something similar, only not. Were these strange and terrifying entities time travelers? Were they extraterrestrials? Were they demons? All of the above, or something else altogether? Despite being examined by many researchers and despite the tons of theories that have been put forth about Kelly and her husband's abduction, there's nothing to prove or disprove her claims, and no solid evidence has ever been put forth one way or another. That's usually the case, though, isn't it? Somehow, though, as with most of the cases of people seemingly being abducted by quote-unquote shadow people, there always seems to be a connection to the grays. This is definitely the case, at least according to what I've learned through much of my research in the Cahill abduction. Let's move on to discussing the fact that so much of the time, especially in recent years, like the last 20 or so, give or take, more and more abductees are mentioning that they remember much more of the encounter than the mere second or two most people are usually able to recall without professional help. Also, the glowing eyes thing, mainly red, but sometimes yellow, and now more recently green too. This is reminiscent of encounters I have come across where people claim to have been abducted by the reptilians. The glowing eyes, particularly red, is widely reported in abduction with these entities specifically. Are people being put into an altered state during the abductions and because of this are only seeming to see or thinking they're seeing shadow entities? What I mean is, could it be that appearing as a shadow like this is to protect the entity's real identity? More and more people, if you really think about it, are coming forward and boldly speaking of and discussing their own abductions. So maybe the extraterrestrials use this sort of shadow person cloaking device to confuse the victim so they have less to talk about and report when coming forward with their ordeal. I mentioned in another one of my videos on shadow people something I keep coming across in all of my source material and research documents for this video, so I'm going to say it again. There are ancient myths and legends that date back to ancient times, all over the world, from ancient Greece to the Romans, and also to what we now know as modern day Europe, the ancient Egyptians, that talk about the reptilian humanoids and their need for human blood in order to be reborn. That's a quote. Quote, their need for human blood in order to be reborn, end quote. Reptilians are said to need human blood in order to maintain that form. Definitely a lot to think about there, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, let's move on to whether shadow people could perhaps be from an alternate dimension. The existence of alternate realms, worlds, and dimensions isn't just the stuff of science fiction anymore. Let's face it, at least not in this community. I mean, it's pretty much a fact that they exist now, and I always wondered how shadow people play into that. Let's take a look. Is it possible that the entities that live in these alternate dimensions can sometimes become intertwined with our reality? I refer to them as entities because we don't know anything really, and I'm not 100% sure they're human. How could I be? How could anyone be? I don't know what they are, and honestly, there are an infinite amount of dimensions and realms, and any one of them could be exactly like ours, almost, or they could be completely different, and the entities living there could be far from human, like extraterrestrial, as we just spoke about kind of at length. So, with this in mind, hear me out. Is it possible that, with their ability to either accidentally or on purpose become intertwined with our reality, could it be that they see shadow entities over on their side, and this is just us being completely unaware that we are doing it, and the only way we can be seen over there, for whatever reason, is this shadow? Now, this is one of the more benign explanations for shadow people, but it shouldn't be dismissed. There are so many different types of shadow entities, and I've already discussed them at great length, as I said in my other 3 or 4 videos about shadow people. Of course, this won't be the case for the one who abduct and attack us, but it is very possible that this is the explanation for the lurkers, observers, and the travelers, as I have come to label the more benign types of shadow entities. Could it also be that these alternate dimensions have human beings and alternate versions of ourselves, and this is the reason why we are appearing, or they are appearing, as shadows? It's entirely speculation at this point, but it's definitely worth discussing, at least in my opinion. What would happen if we ourselves or they appeared in their human form to us? Would that explain the doppelganger phenomenon? Could it possibly be an alternate explanation for deja vu? We'll get to all of that in another video. Let's keep focused on the shadows for now. One type of encounter that seems to fit quite nicely with the alternate dimension theory are the ones where people see the shadow being seeming to flicker in and out of sight, kind of like when a light bulb is loose, right? It flickers on and off until you tighten it. Could it be that these beings are human like us and accidentally crossing over into our own dimension or reality? I won't get too deep into this because I'm not even going to pretend that I understand the research, but in quantum physics, we see how even the tiniest of particles exist as quote unquote vibrations whose frequency is coming closer and closer. For me, this is exactly what's happening with the flickering encounters. I can't yet explain what or who these things are, but I really believe in everything being and having its and their own energy. So to me, this makes perfect sense. Could this explain this coming closer and closer of the particles or matter, the abundance of recent sightings more than ever before of not only shadow entities, but of extraterrestrials and even ghosts and spirits? The gap is closing, if you will, the veil thinning between worlds, realms, and dimensions. If not traveling from another dimension, then could it be these entities are traveling from another time? I like to think of it as a type of or akin to astral projection, where the actual form of the entity or traveler crossing into our realm while their spirit or essence or even their energy remains back where they are coming from. We know for a fact time travel is possible, and if there are worlds and dimensions where they are more tech advanced than us, then how do we know they haven't found a way to move through time yet? We don't, and that's the problem. There are so many unknowns. I could talk myself in circles for hours, and believe me, sometimes while researching, that's exactly what I do. It's very frustrating. Of course, we can't forget to dive into ghosts and demons and other haunted phenomena now, can we? No way, man, not on my watch. I feel it's only natural that when thinking about or discussing shadow beings, most of us immediately consider them to be some kind of apparition from a different world. As I said earlier, this is a very convenient and neat little bowed box that they could fit in. In most cultures and legends, dark entities, not limited to shadow beings, always coincide with and sometimes even represent death and darkness. I mean, how could they not, right? If we are simply speaking of straight up ghosts, though, then I would have to say, and I am an outsider as I see them differently than most, but I'm pretty sure most people see what they call ghosts as looking a bit misty and light, and sometimes even like someone they knew who had passed on. So, as far as ghosts, I'm not really sure what shadow entities are. I really don't know how they fit. I don't think they do. We know that ghosts and spirits were once human, and we also know that more than a few, like the majority of people who have had an encounter with shadow beings, have all said that they had the distinct feeling that the entity, quote, was not human, end quote. There was also a strange sense of inner knowing that it had never been human. There was always that sense of overwhelming dread, fear, and even depression that were reported across the board when it comes to these elusive figures. When many of us hear about glowing red eyes and a creature that isn't now and never has been human, if you know something about it, that is, we think of demons. Or at least I know I do, and many victims of the encounters with these entities do as well. Even if you don't believe in any of the religious texts that mention demons or demonic forces, I always like to think we should approach all things like religious texts and even fairy tales and folklore like this. It all had to have come from somewhere, and at the very least, we should, hopefully, be able to see that there's at least a snippet or some version of the truth in all of it, however small or minuscule it may be, before being changed into something to serve humanity's purpose. According to author and researcher Jerry Gross, shadow entities are, quote, the essence, end quote, of an actual person or human being who is an astral projection. To me, in my humble opinion, that's a very bold statement to make, because that's taking them being humans as an absolute fact. And as we all know, there's not much fact we can base any of this on. And all of it is basically hypothesizing and searching for answers we have come to accept, at least most of us have, that we may never actually get. Another interesting theory in the same vein as what Mr. Gross theorized is that the essence he speaks of could very well be the soul of a person who isn't alive anymore. But then why would these particular souls appear like this, and what would they be wanting? I'm not sure, and that's a rabbit hole I'm not prepared to go down, at least not right this minute, but I will get back to it in a future date and time in another video. So there are several things to consider here, just peripheral things that I'll come back to another time. How can some shadow entities appear to be solid 1 minute and walk through walls or disappear into thin air in the next? How is it that some people have had encounters with a shadow being they knew for a fact was in the shape of a man, and yet there were no other distinguishable features? How are they three-dimensional shadows? Like, what a concept, three-dimensional shadows. A lot of the time, these entities are described as black, but then when pressed further or given more time to actually stop and think about it, that assessment is changed, and the witness or victim will come forward and say that they were actually not black, but only seeming to be, as they were completely devoid of color or blacker than black. This leads me again to the term, quote unquote, soulless. I have so much more I want to discuss and go over with you guys today, but it'll have to wait for part 5, which I will definitely get started on right away. And don't forget, I'm writing my 3rd book on shadow entities and everything about them, including the sleep paralysis demon. So with a book coming out, especially, my research is extensive, and I absolutely cannot wait
so if you don't
to
have a
present it to
copy,
all of
make
you
sure you
guys
get
and see
one.
what you all think. That's all I have for you today, guys.
All
Please
the
give
new
this
books
video
too.
a big thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already, and spread the love by sharing this video. Please go on over to Moon Bear Oracle, my new channel, where I am reading intuitive oracle once a month for each astrological sign, starting again in April. I'm also covering a lot of other stuff over there with crystals and herbs and candle magic, and I mean, I can go on and on. Trippy Times with Josh Casey. I could Gypsy Road. These are all channels that I absolutely support.
Okay, let me get rid of that. Do some flipping around here. How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for stopping in. I know there's only 6 of us, but I do appreciate it. Once again, I send my love out to Sonny and his family. I think they've somebody could let me know if they've ended already. I think they did end already. I stopped in, sent my love. I'm sure Gemma will leave a comment. Sounds pretty good, AK. And then see, the problem is I can't do pineapple. Pineapple or grapefruit. And I used to love grapefruit because of medication I'm on. So how's everybody else doing tonight? We got 6 in here. Somebody's got to say something. Give me some crap. Eris, he came in and gave me a hard time about pausing. What have you been up to tonight? I hope you're well. My ladies haven't stopped in. I've had it out on Facebook for a while, but it's been posted, so I guess I just didn't promote enough. But I knew Sunny was going down tonight, so I didn't want to, not like I'm going to do anything over that anyway. So, but I'm good. It was good to see all that love over there. You're dealing with life. How are you? I'm okay, actually. I dealt with some life Wednesday. We finally put my brother to rest. There she is, this Cindy Lee. But yeah, I know what you mean. But it's much better now. And when things fall in place and start getting take care of it, it was just a long hassle. It shouldn't have been a hassle like it was. But then again, he was like away from us. So we had to wait for all that and all the paperwork and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, finally he's put to rest. I can get that behind me. We'll get back to working on the house again. Trying to take care of it. But I'm good. And I hope it gets better for you. I don't know, life's a pain in the butt sometimes. And how are you, dear Cindy? I hope you are well. And how's that boy doing? Still there? I take it. Which is fine. It's a grandma. That's all that matters right now. But no, not much. She does have 2 premieres, I believe, Monday. I'll have to pull them up and I'll put them up here. In fact, I'm going to do that now while I'm sitting here because that ain't nothing. Let me see if I can find these suckers. Why did it do that? Okay. But yeah, she's got 2 videos that look like 2 good ones too. Let me pull those up so we can see them. My video is a little jerky tonight, so bear with me. Let me see if I can find these. Where'd they go? Come on, stop. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me see if I can find these in order. That's the noon. Where's the 11 o'clock? I thought she posted 11 o'clock too. There's Oracle. She didn't. Maybe she just posted the noon. She'll probably do the 11 o'clock tomorrow. Let me see here. There we go. Okay, the one at noon is going to be the one you get for 24 hours. So make sure you want to watch that premiere, and that is this one. Why did it does that? Go to that. There we go. Let me share this. Oh, I'm gonna freeze the figures. Let me get this shared here. Share screen. There we go. Let's see. Oh, now I'm gonna. There we go. And then this is her video for the noon. 2 extremely bizarre vanishings. So make sure you catch that. See if I knew I'd do that. I'd mess with my YouTube. It's being a butthead. There we go. Other than that, see, it made me all jerky now. Messes with my. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on here. For some reason, it does this. Been doing this. I shouldn't do this. I'm all jerky, man. Okay, let me see. I don't know what happened. Looks like I'm not going to be able to do YouTube while I do this. Let me see if I do that. Get rid of that. And it cleared right up, of course. So I won't be talking in chat. So I believe it's, hold on. Now you had to ask me. Let me look real quick here real fast. Bear with me for a second. And I'll get the link for it. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm going to put it. Gemma is not here, folks, but I can't run YouTube, so I'll just post it in hers, okay? So this Gemma is not here. But yeah, there's the link for it. It's done. They did finish. Thanks, Harris. Yeah, I hadn't seen you on, so I know you're busy and stuff. That's the channel right there. Just so folks know, Gemma's not here. Hanging in there, Ghostdragonzw. It's been a rough couple of days. Tell me, huh? I know it has. For everybody, I think. But yes, I get it. It's done. But if you go back and check out the replay, it's pretty nice. I stopped in and said hello and sent my greetings. It's it's sad, but he won't be forgotten. As long as nobody takes those YouTube videos down, any of those live streams down, he'll never be forgotten. Yeah, well, Actually, I had 4 brothers. I figured that I was told I'd be the first to go, which is really weird. I'm still here. My old 2 brothers, I don't think they're going anywhere. They got it pretty easy. So, but other than that, that's about it. Like I said, she's got her premiere on noon, and I think she's going to have one at 11. I like the missing person one, the weird disappearance stuff too. And then Tuesday talk. I'll be back Wednesday. Yeah, I just had to take. I know I missed a couple streams, but man, there was a lot going on. But I'm good now and ready to rock again. I hope Edna's well. I figured she'd stop, and she's been in a stream, but I haven't really had a chance to talk with her, so. I think I got this one backwards. Pretty sure I do. Oh well. Trippy, man. But yeah. I don't know why I was having problems earlier. Usually I haven't been having problems with, being able to stream, run something, and on top of that, run YouTube. I didn't have any problems last night during Oracles. By the way, anybody that was there last night, thank you for showing up. We always appreciate it. She loves that. It's her favorite night. I think she's starting to like Tuesday. I'm almost tempted to just let her stream by herself on Tuesday because most of you guys come to see her anyways. She does all the talking. I just sit in the background like a good little dragon. So, yeah. She wants me there, but that's fine. I mean, I think it'd only be right to let her have a stream by herself, which she can just wrap it up with you guys. She does anyways. I just sit there, throw a comment here and there, and act like I'm saying something. I try not to say too much during Oracles. She gets going, and you see what happens when I interrupt her. So I try to be a good guy, a good little dragon, sit in my corner, take my list, try to keep up with you folks. Nobody's chatting now. Why did everybody get quiet? So Chris, I wanted Chris to come in. Paris, he's just a happy little dragon, sneaky little bat. Mike came in. I saw Mike the other night. I get a kick out of Mike J. Behold. And Cindy. I know it's been rough, honey. Crazy out there anymore. It really sucks because I can't do YouTube, so I can't post stuff in YouTube. I didn't like posting that on Gemma's thing. I'm going to try YouTube again, see what happens. I like kind of having that. Now, let me get rid of that. And just see what happens here. Looks like it's good so far. There we go. Cover my face up there. Ah, I'm back. I was able to get in. Cool breeze. Which Mike J, behold Mike. Mike Roberts, I know, is, in an interesting situation. I'm hoping he's working. But I know he tries to sneak in when he can. But Mike Roberts is out there. I'm trying to find his what now. He's out there somewhere. And he does this. He goes monk, goes hiding. He's got a lot going on. Mike J, I saw Mike J just a little bit. Was it today or last night? Well, he was there last night. He came in at the end of the stream. You came in at the end of the stream. You got a reading, didn't you, Eris? Sometimes those streams go real. They feel like they go slow, but they don't. They go real fast. It's even with a little bit of, she has been able to stream at least 2-3 hours, but a lot of that's her good gabbing. But that's what makes those so good. But there's been a lot going on, a lot of activity outside, as one might say. So I think once she gets back to a stable day where she's not flipping back and forth, where she has to flip back and forth between Friday and Saturday. Now, I'm pretty sure it's this Friday again. I think she's got to move. So what's this day? I think it may be this Friday. I'm not sure if she's going to stream Friday or Saturday of next week or not. I know the end of the month, they're getting ready to move her mom, so she may not stream that weekend. I'm not sure how all that's going to work. Maybe they're doing it this weekend. I'll have to clarify that with her. Yeah, I'm just rambling. Didn't have much to say. I'm in a good mood. Ready for some good. I'm ready for Kong. A couple movie. I'm getting ready to sit down with Pops and catch up on Shogun. Here's Vixen Doe. How are you, dear? Long time no talk. I hope you have been well. So good to see you. AK came in and threw some food around, but I think he went to check on his food. I was in the middle of, I played the video early tonight, so because I knew Sunny thing was going on, so I figured I'd just go ahead and show the video. Keep me occupied while everybody was going to pay their respects to Sunny. Yeah, it's been a long week. We've lost a few people over the last few. No, I knew Gemma was on her last reading. Yeah, she pooped out. She went. Well, it's hard that once it gets back to a stable night, hopefully because I know she really misses doing it on Wednesday nights. But it's hard for me now to stream on Wednesday night because I know other than some regulars that don't go watch Dave Schrader, Paranormal 60 streams at 10, so but that's fine. I'm still going to be here Wednesday, so I just don't like bringing topics to the table that you guys pick up the chat. That's what this is about. Just like Mongolian Monster, that's he's a lot of reasons why I do this type of chat because he just lets people come in and just kind of wing it and go with the flow. Some nights it's all right. Well, we've gone to 5 o'clock in the morning, and then there's a couple nights where a couple hours. Even after the Gemma replays. So I just go with the flow, let everybody relax. Back to if we want to talk paranormal, we can do that. I think that's what she wants to try to do on Tuesdays. But like I said, I may let her stream. I may ask her about letting her stream. Because she doesn't, every time I bring it up, she gets, no, you can be here. It's like, nah, honey, they come to see you. Go talk to your masses. All I do is sit in the background. I do enjoy it, but it's just I know why they're there. And it gives her more of a chance, and she don't have to focus on making me talk when she thinks I should. She had a good night last night, though. Yes, when she went about quarter till, I could tell she wasn't feeling it. About a quarter of 10. Because it was unusual for her to go, yeah, I'm going to about 10 till 10, she said, I'm done taking names for the night. And I let her call it. Heck, people freak out when she does it for 4 hours. It's like, how do you last that long? Tell you what, it poops her out. You can tell the next day she's like, oh. And how you doing, Vixen? How you dealing with the weather? Aren't you guys getting snow right now? I was going to ask Edna if she's getting snow. I think a lot of you guys are either getting snow or rain or be getting it tomorrow. We were supposed to get a bunch of rain here this morning. It rained pretty good and then it stopped. About noon. It's been gloomy all day and cold and chilly. We might get some snow tomorrow, which would be nice, but it's not going to be enough to go sledding. I'm ready to go sledding. Yeah, it seemed like they had a good crowd over there, so I was really happy to see Sonny get such love. He was a good guy. So anybody got anything they're excited about this week? Any streams, something they want to talk about? I know, like I said, I'm ready for all these movies to come out. I kind of want to see Deadpool. I'm hearing some interesting things now, so we'll see what they do. Somebody said that Cage is coming back to play Ghost Rider for a scene, or he's in the movie. We'll see. And the other guy who drives the car. I kind of lost touch with a lot of the Marvel comics. I think I've lost a lot of touch with a lot of comics. I'm still catching up. You see the stack I got over here I got to catch up with. Yeah, well, I like doing these streams, but I think she really should do Tuesday streams by herself. I mean, they come to see her. It gives her a chance. She does most of the talking anyways. I think she just has me there, just somebody to yell when she needs to. And I actually like doing these streams. It's just been so crazy lately that I had to miss a couple. I think it kind of threw me off too. The rain snow mix, not until 5 a.m. Yeah, okay. There's no nice season where I live. Ohio's so strange. I mean, Gemma talks about jerseys, and the weather is really no different than ours, except around her mom's. Because her mom, she won't be too much. She'll be living closer to Gemma now, but she lived close to the ocean. Now that weather was crazy. It was just always moist and wet, and man, it got foggy. But here, it's ever changing. I think we've actually broke records with the heat this year. But and El Nino. But yeah. Now, Eris, where are you from again? Are you East or West Coast or somewhere in the middle? You can put it that way if you want to. I know Vixen's up there in the Northeast, right? So is Aunt Edna. Jersey herself is up there. I say anything east of Pennsylvania. Go to the north. And then you have all those people across the pond there. Nice season where I live. I'm telling you, Ohio's interesting. But when we have good days, we have great days here. And when we have crappy days, man, they're crappy. The only problem about Ohio, it's not as much lately. It's just when it gets, how you get no sun. It's just cloudy for days. That's why I don't think I could live in, I guess, England's like that. But it's going to be above freezing, low 40s. Now, I think we're supposed to get chilly here tonight and tomorrow in the low mid 30s. And then we shoot right back up to we go like 40, and then we shoot right back up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. In fact, I think one day we're supposed to be like 72 degrees, which is not too uncommon, but uncommon. Mid-coast, Maine. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, you guys all. Now, so I got to go check out Maine. Dad always wanted to go to Maine. I think he wants to go for the seafood. BMW. Okay. Gotcha. And I'm from lazy old, lowly old, goofy old Ohio, eastern side of the Pacific Northwest. Okay. That's cool. Man, we got them all scattered. When I first got on the internet, I was always amazed. I'm talking to somebody from Japan. I'm like, boomer stuff. Now it's like every day. Where are you from? Alaska. Where are you from? Australia. But it always screws me up because when they're talking to you, man, it's either the next day or early in the morning. Like, what are you doing? No. Hey, Latra, how you doing? Yeah. What's up, guy? What you doing? Well, hope you're having a good night. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do tonight because it's sunny, and then because I had scheduled the stream, and I was like, maybe I should just let it sunny, let it be. But I'm kind of glad I did go ahead. I figured they'd go on all night. I honestly did. I'm glad they did it anyways. It's a good thing. So I just went ahead, like I said, I just went ahead and played the video early, which was nice. I don't think I'll do it that early again, though, because I like the fact that people can come in and say hi. But yeah, we are going to talking about, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it because I don't think they can get me in trouble for it. I give up with them. We are going to go, I am getting ready to sit down with her, and I think we are going to do, I'm going to try to do, once we sit down and figure things out, I'm going to try to do a test stream on Rumble first and just see how it goes. And then we'll do I may see if she can do like an hour or 2 hour short Oracle stream in the afternoon one day just to see how it goes. But at one point, I think we will try to stream. See, the problem is I don't know if I keep up with all those names. If I stream Rumble and YouTube at the same time, and everybody expects a free card, even if Rumble had 50 people and there's 50 people and 30 people and 30 people, this will be more realistic. If there's anywhere between that's 60 people I got to keep up with in 2 different chats and alternate with. So I think we'll have to separate those, like do one night and do one the other night. But she would make more money if she's going to make this pretty much her primary thing and her books. I think it'll be more beneficiary for her to at least start doing at least one stream over there. The videos do good, but Rumble's now becoming like a live streaming thing. So, that is where the money's at because you get to keep your tips and your monetization. So that's good, I'm getting ready. I took a break on posting videos on the channel. I'm getting ready to go right back to posting what she got. I'm going to try not to post too much. So I'm going to post some more older videos and then start just posting new ones as I can't post the members only. I'm not going to post the members only on Rumble, but I will, like the 11 o'clock ones, I'll post those. I was thinking about stringing like a bunch of her shorts together and posting them on there just for the fun, see what happens. And then she's talking about, she's going to bring this up Tuesday. She wants to play Fortnite live with me on YouTube. You guys would get a kick out of that. Me and her playing Fortnite. I thought you guys would have fun. She thinks you guys would have fun with that. She got hooked on it. I couldn't believe it. I can only play for so long anyways, because after about an hour I get jittery. But because that was mess with me. But she wants to try to do a stream where me and her are playing. That'd be fun. What do you guys think? You think it'd be hilarious? You guys at least come in and laugh. So that's an idea too. And then our books are doing real good. So, folks who are listening and ghosting, our books are good. Though all the links are right there, and then the thing in the description box. So please check them out. I've enjoyed all of them. I still waiting. I got to get a copy. I still don't have my Midnight Visitors copy, and I got to get the second copy of Campfire Stories, which I guess is doing pretty good. So that's good. And then she's getting ready to write some more. Don't let her win the video game. We'll Fortnite. We'll play as a team. So she went. I was with her when she won her first crown. Me and her played one night. Was it played? We played. Yeah, we were playing late one night. She's not wanted to play, so we played. And she won her first game. She was like, "Oh yeah," and she's been out since. It's hilarious. And you get her and her son on there. Woo! He just gets excited. It's fun. I have a blast. It's more entertaining for me than it is probably for them. They're just having fun, and I'm just laughing, going along for the ride. So I'm not that good. I tried playing Call of Duty with my son. Oh, I'm so bad at that. It's like, son, I can't do this to you. I can't be on your team. Get you all killed. But yeah, she wants to do that. So if you guys hear me and you want her to do that when she does her Tuesday talk, come in and say, yes, do Fortnite. That'll be fun. I think she wants to do it. I think she's getting ready to ask me to do, her shorts where you do a couple things and stuff like that, do fun things together, where you splice them together or whatever. That might be interesting. I'd like to see her do one with Ray, the generation gap marriage. That'd be pretty fun. I should say, I shouldn't have said his name. But yeah, I hope that. But yeah, I kind of do want to do the Fortnite. My son wants to stream videos of him playing. I said, and he wanted me to kind of do it with him. And I said, I've never done that before. That takes a little bit of a different setup, but I got the setup, so I guess I can do it and show him how to do it because he's definitely got the setup. So me and him might do something together too. Until he gets a little band going. I think he talked to a couple of his buddies. I told him I couldn't play Fortnite with him on stream. I'd like to get her on stream with her while we're playing Mortal Kombat. Now that, Eris, I probably would do my best because she kicked my butt a couple of times. I kind of owe her revenge for Fortnite. I mean, for Mortal Kombat. So that's the word of the night. So I appreciate all you hanging out tonight, people. Sweet of you. Thanks for hanging in. Listen to me pretty much yap to myself, answering a few questions I've gotten. I don't know who else was streaming tonight. See, I keep forgetting that they're behind time on the West Coast, so I know a lot of people are just now, getting into their streams or start streams. What midnight there is like 8 o'clock, right? 8 or 9, 3 hours per time. So it'd be 9 o'clock or so. Yeah, because 11 o'clock would be 8, right? 3 hours behind. So Vixen, have you done anything exciting lately? I know you went to festivals and stuff like that. So have you been a busy person? We won't tell Gemma you said. Now she knows she kicked my butt a couple times. I got to get revenge. Mario Kart. Oh man, I suck at driving games. That's my one weakness is driving games. But that'd be fun. Maybe that's not a bad idea. He does have a Switch. But my son's got a Switch. No, not Switch. I'd have to break out the Nintendo. I think I got one. I've also thought about some older games with her she'd have more fun with. But she definitely wants to stream Fortnite, so let's see what happens. 3 hours. 3 hours. That's what I thought. Thank you. Yeah, and that was the only thing. We'd go out to Colorado and come back. I'd be screwed up. That's like I'm not too bad going forward in time. Like when we go up an hour, but when we drop back an hour, I'm screwed. And it'd be like that for a couple of years. Then it'd be like we go up an hour, I'd blow me away sometimes, but going back always messes me up. So when we'd come back, I'd be screwed up for like a day with the hour thing. And it's pretty funny because I lived down there in Harrisburg, Ohio, and they was where the Bonanza I worked at was literally on the border of Harrison, Ohio, and in Ohio and Indiana. And all my employees lived in like two different, they had Ohio time and an hour behind time across the border there to Indiana. So I had to make sure all my employees showed up on time. They'd use it and go, "Oh, you're Australian." No, you grew up here. You know better. But it was trippy because you'd go to the bar and then you'd go across the street to the bar and you still have an hour to drink. Pretty funny. We get a kick out of it. And a big deal in that little town, too. We had one bar in one corner and the other bar. So when the one bar closed, he just walked across the street and drank it for another hour. I think they put a stop to that, though. But that was the good old days. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'll stream tonight. What do we got here? It's kind of a quiet night. I'm trying to get back in the swing of thing. It does. When you miss a couple streams and you stream, then you don't stream, and then you stream again, it kind of throws you off. I know how Gemma felt when she's happy to come back after missing the one. It kind of throws you off a little bit. 1:13. I'll go to about 1:30. See how everybody hangs in there by 1:30 or so. AK, if you ever came back in, how's the food cooking? Now, see, I would love, the thing is, I like pineapple and I like grapefruit, but unfortunately, I'm not allowed to have it anymore. So I even got to watch having it in mixed in stuff, which sucks. Because sometimes it gives it such a nice sweet taste. Bacon. Yeah, we got to have that bacon. Yeah, I went to the store today, man. It just kills you to go to the store anymore, which really sucks. And then on top of that, you go to the store and you see shit. Pardon my mouth. Sorry, YouTube. See stuff walking around behind people's back. Drive you nuts. I was on the East Coast for a while. 3 hours ahead was nice. Yeah, and it is nice. 3 hours ahead. Always ahead of school. You're always early, right? No, but I just hate because they did the change of season things. Now we'll be springing ahead of here real soon, and I never understood why we did that. I mean, I guess it's supposed to give us a little longer light during the summer and crap like that, but it's all a scam. Because if you notice, each time we go back an hour, it seems like we went from where it felt like it was getting dark at 6, is now getting up dark at 5. So by the next time we go back an hour, it's going to be like getting dark at 4:30. That's insane. That's what it feels like. And that's the only thing I hate about that daylight savings time. It's really not necessary as far as I can see. It's nothing exciting. Taking spiritual retreat in April. Oh, there you go. There's a Renaissance fair coming up in July. Yeah, this should be popping up here pretty soon too. I want to make sure me and a buddy used to like to go and just hang out. Not sure I can make it because of a work schedule. Oh, what a bummer. Bought an outfit for it. October will be Witch Walk. Yeah. Now you went last year, right? That's like an annual thing, right? That's fun. I say that smirkingly. I'm being silly. But I bet it's a good time. Which walk? Which is the witch walk? How does the witch walk? Which walk does the witch walk? Get everybody mad at us. No, it does sound like a good time. Might as well live in Sweden. Might well live in Sweden. I've always wanted to visit there. There's a couple places I went to just because of the countryside stuff. Actually, a lot of people crack up because I always wanted to go to Siberia. I want to go check out Siberia. And I've always wanted to go up to the northern Canada, as far north in the territories as I could, as close to that Arctic Circle as I could get. It gets crazy after that. Sweet. And so I think we do something like the Witch Rock Walk. Sorry, here too. They now have. I've noticed like every spring and fall they have the Dungay Alley. What do they call that? I'm sorry, I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but the alley. They now have it down here in Columbus where there's some really cool alleys we have downtown where they convert them into that daggone alley. And it does really good. They always have a really good turnout. Going to sign up for Jordan Peterson's presentation as he visits on his. Oh, yeah? Hey, he'd be a good speaker. Poor guy goes to crap. I don't know how he lives in Canada. No offense to Canadians. I don't know how you do it. I guess he'd be okay if he lived away from the cities. That's what I always heard. Yeah, I know Sweden gets really dark early. Now, see, I don't have a problem with that. That's like in Alaska at that time, screwed up there too. And I wanted to live up in Anchorage, and their days get kind of funky. But yeah, I know Sweden gets dark early. Doesn't Iceland and Greenland get dark early too? And Netherlands, it gets pretty dark. I know Siberia gets pretty dark early too, up in the northern part. Well, most of Siberia is the north. Same thing down south. You seen the aurora? Now, we've had some really good sun flares here, and I was bummed one night because they were supposed to come about this one night. And it was real super cloudy. You couldn't see it. But we've had some big ones. We've caught them here in Ohio. But yeah, I'd like to go at least far enough to where they're so bright, as close as you can get, where you can really see them. Because they are beautiful and very mystical. You look at them in awe. Imagine living the day and not really knowing what they are and go, we're gonna die. No. Yeah, that's a good one to have on your bucket list. Anybody seen that video where that guy goes up in this balloon? This guy takes these people up in his balloon, and he gets up there, and the guy wants to jump out in a parachute, and the guy's like, "No, you can't jump out. I gotta have a permit." And the guy's like, "No, I'm gonna jump." "No, you're not." And it was pretty messed up. Everybody on the bucket with him was all peeved because he can't jump. He would have gotten the guy in trouble. Where in Siberia would you go? Anywhere. I'd just roam around, see if I can find me a Yeti or two and anything else that's running around out there. Maybe go find me some, since you can find your share with the permafrost melting now, and go find me some ivory from a mastodon. But no, Siberia's kind of cool. People underestimate the beauty of Siberia. All of it's beautiful. I mean, yeah, it's scary because it gets cold as crap. But there's some beautiful places in this world, and some of the places are so beautiful. Yeah, I don't know why people don't go there, other than the climate, and even that's why it makes it beautiful, I guess, to me. But yeah, I've always wanted to go to Siberia. I don't know why, just to go check it out. And weird things go on there. There's some weird things. I've always wanted to go check out Africa, but that's kind of an unstable place. And even South Africa has become kind of unstable. I'm afraid to go to Australia. Everything in Australia would kill you. See, tongue. Yeah, there you go. Tongue. Yeah, I would go. I can't say it, so I'm not even going to try. Tungunsky. Tungunsky. I already said. Yeah, I'd go check out that. Maine used to be. I can't even talk. Yakutai. Maine used to get beautiful views from Aurora. Nothing much for the years. You might be seeing them pick up again, Vixen. We've got some more coming. The sun's super active, but a couple of them have been basically facing the west side of the world. But some of the ones that are facing us, we make it, and it's also the way we're positioned too. You should be pretty close. Are you pretty close to the eclipse this year? Now it's coming right up through us, and I know it kind of curves around, but I should be able to see full eclipse this year, which is awesome. I kind of wanted to see the Ring of Fire because that's pretty cool too. But this will be a total eclipse, so it'll be dark here where I'm at. I'm thinking, according from what I've seen, we'll be in darkness during the day for about 3 minutes or so, a little bit more than 3 minutes before it pops back out again. So that'll be cool. And then you got the comet that's going to be there at the same time as the eclipse starts. So you're going to get to see a comet. And I believe Venus and one of the Mercury may be even be seen. I know Venus will you'll be able to see Venus for a rare Venus because it moves pretty fast. Don't see the sky. You need a skylight. Don't see the sky that much. But make sure you see it on April 8th. That's when the eclipse is. And it's going to be a good one. Like I said, you got a comet that's going to be popping through about the same time. So you should be able to see the comet too once it goes dark. You might even see it before. It's supposed to be pretty bright right now. Like I said, I believe Venus it's rare to see Venus. So it's going to be pretty cool to see Venus. And I believe Mercury may be in the picture too. I'll have to go back and look. Somebody stated that, and I don't know if that's one true. I know, well, it may be Mercury that's going to be the one you'll be able to see. One of them you're going to be able to see that is pretty rare to see. I always get them screwed up. Maine is, yeah, I thought it was because it kind of comes up towards you. So you should get a pretty good view. I don't think yours should be about a 3 minute darkness, 2 or 3 minute darkness, because as it comes up normal, as it goes north, the time of darkness kind of drops. I know people down south will see dark have probably about 4 or 5 minutes of good darkness before it pops back out. Maybe less than 5, I think. But it should be cool with all the extras that are going to be happening. A lot of them are prophetic signs, so we'll have to wait and see. Yep, but that's April 8th. I don't think there's anything else going on in that kind of field right away. It's funny because I believe that's also the time that CERN is supposed to fire back up again too. I'll have to go check that. Because I think CERN usually fires up. If it's not already firing up now, I know they've been doing a lot over there. Might explain some of the weird stuff that's going on. So what else is everybody else doing? Got 10 people in here. Anybody got anything else to say? I love rambling. I'm not as good as Gemma, but back to the moon, the eclipse though. This shit, folks, I'm telling you, go get those glasses. Go get this stuff that you need because it's going to be a good one this year. Make sure you got your cameras ready too, because it's going to be a good one, especially with that comet. And that tail's getting bigger and bigger as it gets closer and closer. It's really bright now. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Greetings, nondescript citizens. Yeah, about as nondescript as you can get. How you doing, sir? Got anything coming up? Post it. I'll try to catch it. I did go back and watch a replay. I did catch some of it. Yeah, I felt bad. Battling cold. It's going around, man. Dad woke up with a sore throat this morning, so well, it is going around again. It's that time of year, and this crazy weather doesn't help. This up and down temperatures. Now they're trying to tell everybody there's a respiratory infection they can't figure out. Well, actually, it's been going around for a while, but they can't figure out what it is. They don't know what it's, they don't know. 1 minute, then there was this, I heard a respiratory virus that was going around that nobody knew what was going in. They really couldn't figure it out. And then my son got a real bad stomach virus. Then my dad got it. I didn't get it. But man, those two guys are hurting. And when Giles went into the doctor said, it's going around. We don't know what's causing it. But we do know it spreads really fast. Vixen. But yeah, Ryan, if you got any, I actually have shows on Scarycast coming up. Shows on DA. Yeah, just drop links whenever you want to. We have no problem with that. And I do enjoy them. And I have gone back and watched them too, what I missed. Next time a comet passes over, it's going to be like the night of the comet. Well, this one is coming into view of the eclipse now. It should be, like I said, you might be able to see it with naked eye because it's going to be bright. And then, like I said, I'm saying Venus, but I think it's Mercury. That's the fast one around the sun. And you should be able to see that one. It should be like a nice little bright speck right there, too. Great zombies show up. I'm telling you, anything's possible because you got all that stuff going on at once. You better have those cameras ready. I'm telling you. You might not be surprised what else you might catch. This is a pretty significant and meaningful thing that's going to be coming up on the 8th, that eclipse. There's a lot of prophecy side to this they do with this comet. So we'll have to wait and see. So make sure you have your cameras ready that day. I'm telling you. I think I'm going to have my phone ready, and I got a little camera I'm going to have propped up. I want to go get a special lens for it. I get a good view of it. It's not a great camera, but it should do a pretty good job. Zombies. That's what I call movie Night of the Comet. I remember seeing that in the theaters. Actually, we saw it at the drive-in when it came out. Parents have told me to stay inside that night. They believe the veil will be. That is thinnest, yeah. And it will be too, Ryan. And it's getting thin already. It's already thinning now. And thinningness is not a thing. It's starting to lift too. I personally believe the veil is not only thinning, it's lifting. I've noticed, talking to people and truckers over the last few weeks and people in the diners, weird stuff's going on, like more than usual. It's like watching the beginning, watching Ghostbusters when, everything started really ramping up. It's like something's coming. I won't disagree. I shall not. I shall mostly definitely be a good little boy and stay inside. Yeah, I probably will too that night. The The eclipse, I was going to say the apocalypse happens, the eclipse happens during the day. It's the night, yeah, you got to worry about that night. Because it does open some stuff up that day. Yeah, I know people, I actually have 2 friends. I can guarantee you the day of the eclipse, they'll lock themselves in and stay there until it's all done and over. And people call me a conspiracy theorist. These 2 guys, they're pretty tense. Sometimes I wonder how they function, but they do. But I'll tell you what, they're a wealth of information. Yeah, we watched a video about shadow people and stuff like that. And like I said, things are ramping up for me. It's getting to the point the more I go out, the more I see again. It wasn't too bad. It chilled out. It got real bad. But now it's picking back up ever since I saw the Hat Man again. It's picked back up. I mean, I just almost to the point now where every time I go out again, I see something and it's not good. Not really conspiracy theory. If it comes from true, that's true. That is true. That is true. I take it you knew who Alex Jones is. Well, everybody should know who Alex Jones is. It just cracks me up because people call him crazy now. Everything he's talked about is happening. And they're like, holy crap. Now you know why they're trying so hard to silence the guy. And a lot of, he is kind of an act, but everything he talks about is legit. I think he's talked about it for so long. You get that kind of information crawling around up here, it does tend to make you a little. Believe me, I know. After all the research I've done over the years, that's why I don't talk a whole lot. There's just so many takes on this stuff, on all this paranormal and everything. Everybody has a take on it. I would just tell people, study what you can, research what you can. I know I spent years doing research, doing stuff for other people, other channels. Did a lot of research for people on Telegram, about history and the false history and the fake history and the history they don't tell you about and the history you're discovering now that they knew about, but look what we found. Once this cold goes away, I'd have to head out to Tucson. Someone called to tell me about a pale crawler encounter. Ooh. Wow, in Tucson. I have a Tucson video. But yeah, cool. It's just cool because it's probably terrifying for them. They're kind of creepy. Hey, there's Mike. Behold, and all that crap. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. We were just talking about you, me and Eris. He asked which one I was running in my mouth. And all that crap. We say that the other night. Joe was like, what's going on? I hope you're well. Brother, I'm good. How are you? Yeah. That's funny, though, when you came in and kind of corrected me, Ryan. But there are some things that I don't know if I'd call them that look like pair crawlers, but I would probably call them right here. I thought about it one day and thought about all these things that I've seen. And now I'm distinguishing that some of these things that I've seen, they were like pair crawlers, but there was something very different about them. I don't know what it is. And there's a couple incidents like that because I had to go over my head a couple times to kind of pick these out from what I've seen before. Because most of the ones I would say probably were pale crawlers. It was out in the woods, around caves. We were down south. A lot of caves around Logan, Ohio, and right up here, not far from me, there's caves. And that's where I've seen them. But there's a couple that I've seen like in barns, no wells, no nothing. And those things look different. There was something different about them. Their fingers were a lot longer, a lot pointier. Their faces were more, it's different. I'll have to draw a picture for you sometime. The 2 different types that I see. And you can tell me what you think. In fact, I may do that. And see what you think, Ryan. In 2020 seemed very Supermoon was supposed to trigger a prophecy. Nothing ever happened. Well, that's I don't. A lot of things have happened since that, and I don't go by prophecies. It's just kind of the guidelines. That's why I don't. But there are some things happening right now that are prophecy that are legit and has happened. And there are things that are being set up for certain things to happen. I guess it's all how you look at it. I'm trying to, because you're right. It's like, when we turned from 1999 to 2000, it all hell's going to break loose. Nothing happened. Oh, really? Alex Jones lives about 15 minutes from you? I know you say it, Brother Mike. We speak fluent typo. I speak it too, Ryan. Don't feel bad. I don't. It's better. My typing's horrible, but my speaking sometimes worse than my typing. That's wild. 15 minutes from Alex. Well, if you think about it, those things could be a lot like us. Humans like different. Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, I'm gonna have to sit down and try. See, I used to do that, and I stopped doing it because I noticed I was keeping all records of the stuff that I seen, and weird stuff just kept getting worse and worse. So when I stopped doing it, it pretty much stopped. The weirdness kind of stopped for a while. So I don't really keep. Like I drew the picture of the lady in the light I saw. And that's only what I saw in my mind. I mean, I drew that picture. I didn't feel bad afterwards. And then I did draw a picture of the Hat Man that I saw again. And the night I drew the picture, I went to bed and had nothing but nightmares. So I threw it away. I burned it. So I'm going to have to do it again and see what happens. Yeah, because I can keep other people's stories, but when it comes to my own stories, weird stuff happens. So it's all up here anyways. We all partied like it was 1999. Yes, we did. That's fun. But I always got a kick out of that. I'm like, nothing's going to happen, folks. Just like with the super moon. It's like, if anything, you might see a werewolf, but, New moon tonight, so new beginnings to come. Yep. Yeah, hopefully it won't be so cloudy. It's been so cloudy and gloomy here. I'd like to see the blue sky again. We saw a little bit today. And it's my window over here has a perfect view of the backyard sky, and we have trees over here, but I have like open sky right over this way, and it's nice. Behold, and all that crap. Every time you say behold, I'm going to say that. I actually did not mind seeing. I'm pretty sure what we saw was a werewolf just that night. I don't know if you heard my story, but I'll have to tell it to you. But I won't know if I'll tell it to you now. But I've told it plenty of times. But I'm pretty sure we saw a female werewolf that night. I'm pretty sure. It wasn't a dog man. It wasn't a dog woman. It wasn't a skinwalker. This was, I'm pretty sure, a werewolf. And it looked so sad. She looked sad. And all that crap. I hope you're doing well, Mike. You working or are you actually off now? I know a lot of people have been working nights lately. Putting it down. You have my number. Hit me up. Yeah, we should. Love to hear the story. Yeah, entirely. Yeah. We should do that. You might. I'm pretty sure I have it. Yeah, I kept it. So I can go back and get it. Or you can hit me up with it again later. I'm pretty sure I put it in here. I'll check later. I don't want to mess it. Every time I mess with my phone, somebody all of a sudden starts texting me. It's like Saturday night, and I'm off until Monday. That's cool. Yeah, tomorrow's my day, but it's not going to be much of a day. Usually I make Sundays my day. Not too much. Sit around, play games, take a break. But with me and everything that was going on with my little brother and running around trying to take care of other things. I've kind of neglected some games. So the last 2 Sundays I've had to play, work a little bit, fit in play time in between. She said Skinwalker. It's like Ryan says, they're not only from the mount. There's only a certain area that they're really from. I always crack up because now it's like you watch these videos. Oh, that was a Skinwalker, or that was a Wendigo, and it's like, come on, guys, not everything's that. There's all kinds of different crazy. They're no joke. Oh no, they're not. Oh no, they're not. And I don't mean to be poking at them. It just cracks me up how some of these like top 10s, everything's a Skinwalker. Or it's like, man, you guys need to go talk to Ryan and about 6 other people and learn about these things because you're way off. Basically, everything is labeled. Yeah, it is, and it cracks me up. If it's not near the 4 sacred mountains, it's not a Skinwalker. I totally agree with you. But it cracks me up about some of this crap. And I actually enjoy some of these top 10s because some of the videos are pretty good. But it's like I watched one earlier, and I'd say probably half the videos he showed were fake. And it's like, come on, man, this is what gives it a bad name. This is why people pick on the subject, because people take these fake videos seriously, even though they know they're fake. And it's like, you watch one of those and probably maybe 2, maybe 3 out of all the videos they show probably are real. Maybe 2 or 3. TikTok people are bad about respecting. Oh, they're horrible. I know, Nick, for some people, TikTok is kind of important because they get information out. But to me, I tried TikTok and I just, I couldn't do it. That's like Twitter or X now. I tried it, just couldn't keep up with it. I just, lightning, thunder, and small amounts of lightning. Lightning, thunder, and small amounts of lightning. And all that crap. That's funny. So are many writers that, yeah. Well, it's just awful. It's okay to say schema, but the Navajo say it's not to say that term. They say their own term for it. Yeah. I'm going to have you on one. You know what? Maybe, Ryan, one of these Wednesday nights, why don't you join me? And then if you go and if people have you and a good crowd shows up and we get you out there, then we'll have you on again with Gemma. We'll have you on Gemma and then have you on again with me. And then maybe have you on one time when we're over at Rumble. Have you on when we're over at Rumble. That way you can talk a little more freely. Because, and it's closer to elections, the more picky YouTube's going to get. So few people take the First Nation knowledge seriously. Yeah, and that's true, Vixen. That is very true. Gemma doing my card was spot on last night. She was on a roll last night. I will say that. It's those nights I almost say, hey, give me a card too. But she was poop. I mean, you can tell when she has this really nice one. She's really dead on. One sec. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. I'm talking to my son. Hold on one second, folks. Something's come up. I got. Sorry about that. I said the stuff has been going around. He's sitting in the hallway trying to calm down. He got a little sick. So I'm going to watch him here a bit. Keep you occupied and keep me occupied. Let you folks talk for a little bit while I keep an eye on him. Yeah, it's been going around this house too. He said he almost got sick going to the bathroom. Well, he felt like he was going to pass out. And he's laying here now on the floor just kind of relaxing. Let me catch up on chat here. Says that's why I made it. You should tell the actual. Yeah, that's good. And that's what I like about you, Ryan. Gemma is spooky good at what she does. Yes, she can be very spooky good. Believe me. People get negative when they are supervised. Yeah. I even came in late and she was not. Yeah. You actually came in right before she called it. Yeah, she was getting tired because she was on a roll all night. And about 10 till 10, usually waits about 10 o'clock, a little after, before she stops taking aim. But she was done. You could tell she was tired. So you got in there lucky. Eris was nice enough. She probably would have gave you one, Eris, if you'd asked. Vitamin C. Yes, I tell you what, it's been going around. I'm keeping an eye on him, letting him just relax and get his. I'll be right back, folks. I'm going to help him up, make sure he's good. I am so sorry about that, folks. Yeah, he went to the bathroom. He said he went to come out of the bathroom. He felt like he was going to pass out. Like I said, they've all been passing stuff around. I've been lucky this time around, but he's doing okay. Hey, you had me worried there a little bit. So thank you. Didn't mean to run away from you. Yeah, he's okay. He's good. A little woozy. You looked a little woozy. Like I said, they caught, I think it was the beginning of the week, last week. They both had a stomach virus. Him and my dad both. And you could tell they were running out of that bathroom. And they were both white as a ghost. I don't know how I didn't get it. I've been real lucky. Other than when I was sick a while back ago. And I had it good. When I came back from Jersey, from the paranormal convention, man, I had it bad. And it still kind of hangs with me. Those two guys, they had it good. And the stomach thing, I don't think he ever recovered from it. He's been having problems with his stomach ever since. But back to the subject at hand. Let's see where I left off. Yeah, I'd love to have you on, Ryan. There's a bunch of you. Vixen, I need to get on. We keep fumbling around with that. He's good out there. I made him go out there and sit down and drink a nice clear glass of water. We don't do tap water here. I filter our water with my own system. So I know that water's clean and clear. He's in there drinking water. But the month you realize you wrote what is not supposed to be said. You realize you wrote what you're not supposed to be said. Can you do that? Celtic and old religion topic. I know there's a lot of good YouTube channels like that out there. You're not supposed to say it vocally. Writing the word is fine, so as long as you're being respectful. It should be noted that I spent a good time on mountain. Yeah, you do, don't you? Good one, let the mountain up. I like the name of that place. We always use a filtered water. Yeah, I went out and got my magnetic spinner. You put the water on top of a glass and keep your water in glass and put it on top. You put a magnet and the thing that goes in and swirls it, magnetizes the water. It actually, it's almost as, but I do distilled water, real distilled water, and then that. Because I got sick off of tap water when I was living in an apartment complex over yonder. In fact, it's where I had my demon encounter. I got sick from that whole stuff. It messed me up. I swear then I would never drink water out of tap again. So I made sure I went and bought all the equipment to do my own. You're a legend. Thank you. Yes, I've seen that one. I'm trying to catch up Cat Ryan's YouTube channel. Bookmark and subbed. Yes. He does really good. I mean, every interview I've caught, they've been great. I love his interviews. And seriously, Ryan, you're good. And sometimes I've seen you get interviewed, and people that interview could have done a lot better, but you definitely got the information. They just asked the right questions. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I like. We have a picture that takes a. Yes, I have one of those too, but I didn't. I mean, we use that for like every day, and then for drinking, I use either distilled or the magnetic water. I use. I don't know what they call that thing. I can never say it, but it sits and spins the water. Oh man, it makes a big difference. I really try, but you got to drink it that day. I mean, basically, you do it. It's got to be drunk that day. But it's worth it. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, and they don't, and it happens. They don't know how to approach a subject, and they don't want to come off offensive. But no, everyone I've seen, even the ones that are kind of, you could tell they were having, and it would help if they had more viewers too. But I'm telling you, everyone I've seen, and there's a couple other people like you, Ryan, that really know how to do a good interview. And that makes it worth it when the person is, even if they're struggling or not, when you have somebody you can interview that's attentive, that's good. Oh, yeah, it is definitely worth it. I agree, Mike. I just, like right now, everything out of our top looks funky. We don't know what they did. So we've all stopped using it. And they don't give, we even ask about it, and they're like, oh, it's fine. Like, no, it's not fine. Seltzer water. I used to be like, I still drink seltzer water. Once in a while, I'm peach beer. Yeah, I figured you drink that. Vixen. I wasn't on res. I actually paid visits to different people there. Usually contact me and arrange a visit. Sometimes. I like when someone asks a hard to answer question, or the uncomfortable question. That's the whole part of it. Those hard questions and uncomfortable questions are good. That's why I don't really talk a whole lot. You wouldn't believe what crawls around up here. But Gemma says I'm a wealth of information, which is probably true. Not to pat myself on the back, but I have a horrible time articulating it. And then on top of it, you have the tremors and the speech problems. It's just like, it comes out when it needs to, is all I can say. Of course, they'll tell you it's fine. Oh, yeah, of course they would. Oh, it looked horrible. I mean, I took a shower and I felt like I had oil on me. And I'm like, this isn't right. But that stopped. After I complained, that stopped. But there are times you look in the kitchen sink after you wash dishes and clean the sink, and then you're cleaning the sink and everything's all nice, and you run a clock. That water don't look too clear. I filled a glass of water up and it was like cloud. And I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I don't even give it to the dog. He gets good stuff too. What time is it, man? We're going pretty good here. I was going to take it till 1:30. We're going on 2 o'clock. I think I'm going to end it, guys. I don't know if I want to go past 2 tonight. Come back Wednesday night. Eris, if you're around, maybe I'll drop you the link and you can come and hang out with me inside Wednesday night if you want to. I'll leave that up to you. I'm not going to make it an interview, but if you show up Wednesday night, want to come in, we'll chat for a little bit if you don't have nothing going on, okay? And then, so deal is Monday, 11 o'clock, I believe she has a video. 12 o'clock, I definitely know there's a video. That one, you have 24 hours to watch it before it goes members only. That's about missing people. Strange disappearance. 2 mysterious disappearances, I believe is what it said. Then Tuesday talk at 1. Then me Wednesday night at 10. I believe his Pixie's off this week. And then I believe Oracles would be either Friday. I'm pretty sure they're Friday. Could be Saturday, but I think they're Friday. She will let us know. I want you guys all come back. And hopefully I'll see some of you Monday doing the videos in the afternoon, 11 and 12, 11 a.m. and noon. And Tuesday for Tuesday Talk. If I don't see you then, please have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy it, no matter what the weather is. Try to make the best out of it. And I appreciate you guys for hanging with me tonight. Much love to Sonny and his family. Send a lot of love their way. Hey, Nightmare. Thanks for coming in and be the first one. I saw you in there. Saw you over at Sonny's too. Much love to you, brother. And yeah, so everybody have sweet dreams. Have a wonderful time. Hopefully I'll see you guys over the week. And as I would say, I will see you on the flip side. Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves and each other, okay? Take care. And